Hello! If you can hear me, let me know. If you can't, I will find out eventually. This is the start of the stream. If you're tuning in live, feel free to grab a drink, get some water. Those are the same things, actually. Just settle in and get comfortable. We're going to start once the timer hits 0. For people tuning in afterwards, in post, watching the VOD, skip ahead. There's a timer on the screen that lets you know when we're going to start reading. Hello, triple person. Welcome, welcome. Welcome back. I'll just post a link on Blue Sky. And we're cooking. Wise man, welcome back. Nice to see you. Okay. The Silk Song is real? You can't tell me the Silk Song is real. It's not a real game. Until I see the release date, Silk Song doesn't exist. You can't tell me otherwise. Eric, welcome. Welcome back. Nice to see you. Judd, welcome back to the stream. Nice to see you here. Well, I mean, if I've got a little time, I'm gonna see Silk Song news. Silk Song special announcement coming this Thursday, the internet says. Nice. Good. Oh, and apparently there's like gameplay? Okay. Wiseman says, I can only stay for the first bit. I'll catch the VOD later. No problem. Stay as long as you're available. As always, all the VODs will stay on my channel. Judd says, I guess the sacrifices the Hollow Knight community has been performing are working. Clearly not good enough. It's been like 5 years or something like that. Maybe longer. I don't remember when the Hollow Knight game came out, but it's been a minute. Author's here. Hello. Welcome, Erica. Nice to see you here. And no problem. I saw your game on Blue Sky. I think you were posting about it and it got reposted. And the just the landing page of the game on itch was so charming, so I wanted to check it out. Full disclosure, I've not read this at all, but I have parsed through it and it's really nicely lit. There's a really nice layout. And that's all I can say about it. So that's enough for me. So we're covering it. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Eric, you started playing Wilderfeast? That's so cool. Oh my gosh, tell me how that goes. I have not found a group for Wilderfeast yet. I'm running Triangle Agency right now. But when I can, man, I want to know how that game sings, okay? Okay. A whole lot of cool things just happened in chat in the last 30 seconds, but thank you guys for all being here. Let's dive in. Nice. Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode 87 of 99 More. That's not how that goes. Yeah. Welcome to the 87th episode of the 99 More series, where we cover 99 tabletop RPGs. This is a game that came out within the last month. I think the landing page says it was uploaded 27 days ago. So it is following a chain of very recent releases that I've been covering this past month. I think it's been so exciting for me to be able to cover these new projects, being reached out to, as well as reaching out to these new creators. I think we always have to remember that dozens of tabletop RPGs are being published every single day. It's crazy how many new games are out there, and it is a disservice to yourself not to check a couple of these out. So, with that said, let's reveal the game for today. Hopefully this is the right book cover. It's Hit. The game is called Hit. The blackjack powered space heist tabletop RPG, and according to me, those are all really cool words. I'm always a enthusiast for interesting new ways to, how would you phrase this, generate randomness, simulate the RNG of a tabletop RPG. And blackjack, of course, is a game that most people are familiar with, so I'm very curious how they're going to use that very familiar card game in a way that facilitates I wouldn't say randomly generated story, but a game with chance, a game with twists and turns, unexpected. We have covered games that use different dice systems, different tarot cards, and of course, card games are some of my favorites, honestly. You can get so creative with how you interact with a deck of cards to facilitate telling a story, whether it be the suits or the numbers or the faces or the orientation or how you stack it or how many are stacked and things like that. It's super duper cool whenever I see a new card-based tabletop RPG, and this is no exception. So I will show you where to find this game. I'll read through. I believe I can cover most of it, but I'll try to leave a couple of pages off the stream just so that there's a little bit of mystery when you buy it yourself. Let's get into it. So let's jump to the Chrome page first. Hey Wink, you're joining us right on time. This game is on itch.io. You can find it at honeycupgames.itch.io/hit. That's HIT. If you look up, I'm assuming Honeycup Games. Honeycup Games is probably the best way to find this game because a lot of games use the word hit. So the SEO is a little tricky with this one, but you can find this here. This is just a landing page. As you can see, there is a number of fantastic illustrations from the cover art to the interior art. You can see the artists here, Helena Ramos and Tavish Buchanan. I'm doing my best not to read too much of this game because I have peeked at the PDF and it is 13 pages, so there's a very good chance that whatever we're reading here will be somewhere in the book, so I'd rather just read that. You can see right here that it was published 27 days ago. This is hot off the press, capital H, hot off the press, and updated just a week after. So you can find this on itch.io. It's only $5, and there's already a couple of comments here, one of them being me over here asking for permission to cover this game. So let's dive into it. Do I have the thing up? Yes, I do. Let's do it. Great. Such a cool landing page. Gives me Jetsons energy. Actually, this is very Star Wars, but I see a alien fella and maybe a fox guy. We'll find out for sure. This is the team. Design inspiration, focus on clocks. Obviously that pulls from games like Apocalypse World and Blades in the Dark. Inspirations, Cowboy Bebop and Lupin the Third, fantastic. I never did get around to watching Trigun, but I've heard great things about it. Okay, let's dump it. Let's dive in. Let me see if I can get this zoomed in proper. There we go. Hit is a space western tabletop RPG where a bunch of guys have formed a posse to do a job. You work towards completing the job by playing blackjack. To play, you'll need 3 to 5 players, pencils or pens, a few index cards or a job worksheet, and a deck of standard playing cards. I think I have that job worksheet. Let me see if I can load that up too. Yeah, fantastic. So this comes with the download. These are I'm assuming, how you keep track of your progress in the game. All right, players. One player takes the role of the dealer. It's their job to represent the interests of the house, the posse's opposition, and deal cards to the other players. When the posse does something, the dealer tells them how the world responds to their actions. Each other player plays as a guy in the posse. Okay, let's get some terminology down for now. Posse is basically the adventuring party of this kind of game. Guys is the term for player characters. Job is the mission of the game. Dealer is the game master, or the person who's running the NPCs, here represented by the house. I'm assuming this is just the opposing force against the party. And those are the keywords so far. So it seems like a game for 3 to 5 players. You need index cards and a deck of standard playing cards. Okay. Make a guy. As we all know, there are 4 kinds of guys: Hotshots, Scumbags, Hitmen, and Weirdos. Feel free to comment which one of these you are in the chat. To make a guy, pick a faced card from its associated suit and put it in front of you. This is your guy card, and it's how you'll keep track of your guy during play. To make a card, pick a face card from its associated suit. Sure, and put it in front of you. So face cards being Jack, Queen, King, I'm assuming. The face card you pick is part of what makes your guy special. It gives them a unique ability, usually a powerful once per job action, or some other way your guy bends the rules of hit. Go ahead and write your character's name on your guy card. I'm going to check out this footnote later. Plus 2 things they're pretty good. I love how people are responding. 2 weirdos so far. Triple Person says, I hope this game is a hit. Boo! That's a pun from the ground floor. There's 3 weirdos in chat? That's insane. I gotta pick something else. You know what? I'm gonna claim Hotshot. I think I could be a daredevil of sorts. I say, sitting at my computer, snacking away at chips, streaming tabletop RPGs. I think a hotshot is perfect for me. Thumper says, let's all be, we can't all be weirdos. Triple Person is weirdo. Eric is weirdo. Judd is weirdo. Wiseman is weirdo. Triple Person here stream attracts weirdos. Apparently. Okay, that's fine. I can be the hotshot. You guys can be the weirdos. We'll make this work. Okay, so what I'm seeing from this is that the face card tells you you're gonna have like a special ability based on the face card, which is why, again, deck of cards are so cool. Like, you can attribute specific things to the already uniquely designated cards. It's really cool. It like lends itself to character creation so readily. Look at your dice. Do your dice do that? Do your dice have cool faces that you can choose from that give you specific characteristics? No. Consider cards. I should, if I ever go back to making long form edited videos, I have to make a video about tabletop RPGs that use cards, because it's such a crazy topic and there's such untapped potential there. Well, it's clearly been tapped, just underexposed, but that's me rambling. Go ahead and write your character's name on your guy card, plus 2 things they're pretty good at as their starting skills. You can find example skills in the guy dossiers at the back of this booklet. A posse can only have 1 of each guy, by the way, unless there's more than 4 of you. Personalities clash too much otherwise. 1 of each guy? Okay, so guys, so chat, you can't all be weirdos, is what this is saying. We have to pick other things. It clearly says you're not allowed to have more than 1 of each guy. So you guys can join your own teams, but you can't all be weirdos. Says, while some planetary dialects might say otherwise, the word guy doesn't carry any particular gender connotations, of course, in spacer parlance, and refers to spacers of all gender identities. Yeah, a guy I attribute to like the word jobber or crook, you know, those are not gendered terms when it comes to posses. I'm assuming it's keying off the phrase like I know a guy, you know. Anyway, cool art. Does this guy have kunais in his... What is that? What's happening here? Stop zooming in on Weirdo. Are those kunais? That's really funny, actually. Goals. Setting up the job. The posse is trying to pull a job and get out in one piece. When you sit down to play Hit, your group should talk and figure out what kind of job you're trying to pull. You'll pull... This is exactly how I'd spell this too. You're trying to pull. You'll use whatever you come up with to determine the job's opposition, who's trying to stop you, pitch, what you're trying to do, and security, how hard it's going to be. Okay, cool. Your posse can take on any manner of job your play group can think of. Remember to pay special attention of the who, where, and why of this particular job. It'll help out a ton when you're setting things up. Who's hiring you? Who are you gonna be fighting? What makes them a bad target? Where's the job taking place? What's the planet, starship, and space station like? Why are you doing this job? Is it personal, just for money, or a favor? Honestly, we could probably burn through these questions towards the end of this stream. I have a feeling we'll get through this whole game in this stream. We're on page 3 of 13. Job generator. Okay. To randomly come up with a job idea, deal cards until you get a non-face card. Then reference the tables below to see what you're doing and the jerks you're up against. Okay, actually, let's do this for fun. Let's make a guy. I'm gonna pull up a deck of cards. I have that saved on here somewhere, right? Shoot. One day I'll figure out how to make this deck of cards closer to the screen. Today's not that day. Shuffle the deck. First face card we draw is who we are. That doesn't count. I'm looking for a face card. Face card. Face card. That doesn't count. Wow. There we go. Queen of Hearts. And then our opposition is... non-face card, it says. Opposition is the clubs. Okay. So we are... Queen of Hearts? We're a weirdo. Okay. If we draw a heart, then we're playing as a weirdo guy. Cool. I'm representing chat for sure. And then our opposition is the mob. Organized crime. What are we? Is that clubs? Yes. The mob. Organized crime. The kind with consigliers. Is that how you pronounce that? Consigliers? And protection rackets. Sure. The pitch. We got a 5, right? What did we get? Yeah, a 5. Space train robbery. Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Train robbery in space against the mob. Nice, nice. Okay, that's our story so far. Let's punch that in. Do I have Notepad here? Let me find out. Every time I open up Notepad for the stream, I have to make sure I don't have anything incriminating, like, in my Notepad tabs. Where is Notepad? No, no, no. There it is. There it is. Wow, that's way bigger than I wanted it to be. Okay. So, guy, Queen of Hearts, weirdo, ops, the mob, heist. That's not how you spell heist. Heist. Space train robbery. That's not how you spell robbery. That's how you spell robbery. Okay, that's our mission so far. That's what it looks like. Good stuff. Let's see. Mango cheesecake says preordained. Weirdo. Absolutely. Triple Person says, have you watched the Han Solo movie? There's a train heist there and it's making me think of that. I did watch it. If you're talking about Solo, I did watch it. Train heists are tales as old as time. You've seen one, you've seen them all. So, am I gonna just leave this in the corner here? No, let's move it over here for now. Okay. Security level. A job security level represents how many times the posse can draw attention to themselves before the job becomes impossible to finish. Right. At the start of the job, create an X segment clock where the X is the job's security level. Okay, I'll need a little more details on that. Whenever a player's heat busts, tick that clock once. If it ever fills, the posse's drawn too much heat and the job is a bust. Okay, so it's probably referring to clocks. Let's see. It's probably referring to clocks a la Blades in the Dark, right? So imagine a circle with an X on it. Just pull it up. Circle with X. Come on, internet, give me something that I can use here. So I know this is just the X-Men symbol. So imagine, talking like people here don't know Blades in the Dark. Imagine this X, right? Oh my gosh, I clicked it. Oh. I didn't mean to. So imagine this X is your, what do they call it? Security level. So every time, according to this game, a player's heat busts, which probably is just a gauge that slowly fills up as you pull too much pressure. Every time one of those busts, you fill in one of these little segments. And if you fill the entire segment, like all 4 of them, then you lose because you have pulled too much heat and now the mission is no longer possible, right? That's how I imagine this playing out. Use this chart to determine how tough the security is going to be for the job your group's decided on. The more obstacles the job has, the tighter the security gets. There's more chances for everything go wrong. So, example job, candy swiping. Obstacles is 2, security is 8. Smart smash and grab, obstacles 3, security 7. Okay, so it seems to be as long as you're doing as long as you are setting a mission, you should have the obstacles and security add up to 10. So it seems like the easy ones, basically obstacles are how many things you have to get past, and then security is how many chances you have to get past them, is how I'm understanding this. So candy swiping is really easy, right? Low obstacle, high security. But secret Imperial Lunar Black Site, this sounds like a Mistborn reference. Obstacles 8, chances 2. So you got 8 obstacles to pass by and only 2 chances to do it, which would be kind of insane, right? Oh, this art is so cool. Oh my gosh, look at this. Stylized. Amazing. Obstacles. Obstacles are things that get in the way of the posse doing whatever they came here to do. I should move you. Hold on. Obstacles are things that get in the way of the posse doing whatever they came here to do. They can't finish the job until they've dealt with every obstacle. Once they do, they're in the clear and achieve their goal. Use the ideas your group came up with earlier to determine this job's obstacles. Those don't have to be anything elaborate. 1 or 2 descriptions work great. Yeah. Each obstacle comes with a 4-segment clock. Once all segments have been ticked, the obstacle has been dealt with. I see. So even the obstacles have their own clocks. So like these, basically. I could have just scrolled down one to show you what that looks like. And then I think the book briefly explains clocks, and these are examples of possible obstacles. So like goons, locked doors, robot guard dogs, force fields, cameras, psychic sentinels, attack drones, native megafauna. Clocks are tracks that show progress on a multi-step process. Picking a lock is probably a one-and-done action, but cracking the state-of-the-art bank vault is probably a clock, and most have 4 segments. When a guy advances a clock, they tick a number of segments equal to their effect. Guys have a default effect of 1, which can be boosted by skills, expertise, and other stuff to a maximum effect of 3. What this is telling me is that different guys have different abilities that allow them to advance different things. Perhaps different guys are good at different things, right? The classic Ocean's 11 move. Obstacles have levels of difficulty determined by how many segments they have to fill up. Obviously, the most difficult ones have 4 segments, when a very simple thing would have 2 or 1, right? So this is just kind of showing you, hey, these are the things you can put as obstacles to your heist, and then you can determine how difficult they are using clocks. So what we're curious about now is, how do you advance a clock? What is the, so to speak, roll system? How do we determine if you can be successful at that? And how does that involve blackjack? I think is the big question that's kind of sitting on my mind right now. Oh, they have descriptions here. We'll get there. Triple person says, too bad we only have weirdos. Listen, man. I'm sure it's possible. It's probably difficult, but it's possible. I'm going to hide Notepad. Notepad's too big right now. We don't need it right now. Great. All right. At the start of the job, the dealer deals each guy 2 cards face up. These cards are each guy's starting heat. As they go through the job, they'll generate more and more heat as their shenanigans inevitably cause trouble. Oh, that's so funny. It's blackjack. Take a hit. Whenever you do something risky, you take a hit. First, say which obstacle you're working to solve with this action, if any. If you're not working towards dealing with an obstacle, you can still do it. It just won't advance any clocks. For example, picking the lock of a random door won't tick the key card's obstacle, but you still might want to do it regardless. Okay, so let me parse this real quick in my head. So, like blackjack, you're gonna start, well, not like blackjack, like a split deal of blackjack. You are dealt 2 cards, and these are your starting heat. I'm curious if it's 2 different piles or the same pile, but we'll get there, I'm sure. After you've said what you're trying to do, the dealer deals you the top card of the deck to add to your heat. You're going to succeed no matter what you get. What matters is whether you attract attention. All right, so your actions auto-succeed, but we don't know... but it's more a question of, will people notice that you've succeeded? Total up your new heat and see whether you're under, above, or exactly at 21. Standing around not doing anything in the middle of a job absolutely counts as something risky, so the dealer might ask a cautiously inactive guy to take a hit as they risk being discovered. Okay, so let's see. What are the mechanics of this? This is the most important page of the game. Success. If you don't bust, your heat total is lower than 21. No prob. Marked ticks on clocks equal to effect. Right, perfect. So, okay, so it is 1 stack of cards. So you dealt 2 cards and you hit until you can't anymore. Bust. If you bust, you do it, but you attract attention. So mark ticks on clocks equal to effect. Discard your heat and get a new one. Mark a tick on the security clock. Right, there's a security clock. Oh, here. So whenever you're noticed, you just check this down. We could probably make a super scuffed version of this game in like Paint or something. That could be fun. Blackjack. If you get exactly blackjack, mark ticks on clock equal to effect +1. Great. Discard your heat and get a new one. Mark ticks on clock equal to effect 1. Discard your heat and get a new one. Right. You get rid of your cards. Sure. Okay. Cool. So getting a blackjack is the ideal situation because you get rid of all your heat and start over, and you succeed on your roll. So it's super good. Okay. It takes all sorts to make a good posse. Let's learn what it takes to what makes each type of guy tick. First, each guy cares about a different suit. Whenever they get Dealt a card that matches their suit, they get a chit. This includes starting heat. Hotshots dig diamonds, scumbags love clubs, hitmen prefer spades, weirdos adore hearts. For sure, for sure. Each kind of guy excels in different kinds of situations. Whenever a guy does something in their expertise, they get a +1 effect. Okay, so this kind of this is kind of the leading role play. Triple person, I think you're exactly right. So this kind of leads the role play, so to speak. Like the suit that you choose, or the kind of guy that you choose, kind of tells you, hey, if you act like the role you chose, then you get a benefit. So you get a +1 effect. So basically, if you have a team full of only weirdos, everything we do has to be either weird or wild. Skills like expertise. Skills are particular approaches to problem solving a guy might employ. Whenever a guy does something they're skilled at, they get +1 effect. Okay, we don't know what these are yet, though. Each guy can spend their chits to do cool stuff. This can let them do stuff without having to take hits. Spending a chit wisely can fill any number of clock segments as the dealer sees appropriate for the situation. By spending a chit, hotshots can get into anything, scumbags can get out of anything, hitmen can take out someone, and weirdos can remember a convenient skill they learned way back when. So we just have a bunch of skill monkeys here, is what this party looks like. Karma. Spending chits spell doom for a guy in the future, though, and each guy tempts fate in their own way. And these are examples. I'm guessing there's going to be like character sheets moving forward, but let's check this out. Hotshots get deeper into debt, and eventually someone comes to collect. Scumbags can get out of trouble, but always seem to jump right out of the frying pan and into the fire. And weirdos are always running into absurd blasts from the past that threaten to ruin the entire job. Okay, I'm seeing the vision. I like where this is going. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, there's cool art for everything. Well, we're gonna skip these and go straight to the one that everybody cares about, apparently. Is that the whole game? Oh, cool. Okay. Weirdo. Faces. King. And so they all have different jobs. So at the start of the job, after starting heat has been dealt, shuffle two jokers into the deck. The first one always triggers a blackjack when it's dealt, while the second always triggers a bust when it's dealt. That's crazy. Ooh, you blackjack on 23 and you succeed on 21 and 22 instead of busting. I don't know statistically if this is better or worse. Interesting. Well, it's good because it raises your threshold, right? So there's more chances of you surviving because the number's higher, basically. Simple enough. Once per job before you take a hit, switch your heat with the deck. Yes, the whole thing. This is pretty funny. So if imagine, right? You have 2 cards and you're ready to take a hit. But instead, you swap out the entire deck with your hand, so the deck becomes 2 cards and your hand becomes the whole deck. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh, the deck has to be so small to do that. This seems like a little sketch, but that's very funny. Weirdos are often skilled at distractions, making friends. This is clearly what you guys are ascribing yourselves as. Let me know if this is like who you are. Weirdos are often skilled at distractions, making friends, mechanicking, de-escalation, acting so normal, and animal wrangling. Get a chit whenever you're dealt a heart card. This is kind of our resource, right? Spend a chit to remember a convenient skill from your past, like bomb defusing, hairdressing, elevator repair, but mark a tick on your guy card and hit the deck. Mark a tick on your guy card and hit the deck. If that card's value is under the number of ticks you have, erase all tick marks and consult a blast from the past to see what's reared its ugly head. Oh, how fun. So this is a number that keeps going up, and then as the ticks get higher, the higher chance that you're going to hit from the deck a number that's lower than that. And eventually you have to deal with this new obstacle that stacks on top. Nice. Okay, you know what? I want to try this. I want to try this. Let's see if we can do anything. Let's actually see what this looks like. So give me a second. Playing. I'm going to try to cook this game up. Let's see if this is possible. Super chat. Hey, thank you, Judd. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Distraction. Yeah. I'm effectively distracted. It has been a long minute since I've had anyone donate to the stream, so I really appreciate it. It's very kind. Okay, so we're gonna try to cook. Okay, it's gonna be really scuffed, but we do have a whole lot of time to try this. So what I do, if I had read this game before, I would have something like this ready. So I'm gonna set up a board, and we're just going to get some resources here. So I'm gonna put a standard 52 card deck, right? Put that there, right? That's good. And then we need a counter, right? Let's just get. Dude, we need a counter. Counter. Let's just put some text, some side text. Put that there. And then counter. Oh, perfect. Counter. Great. Put a counter there. Why is this counter so light? It's like nice and bold. Okay, great. Counter. You have to be bolder. Great. We need visibility on a stream. And then this deck of cards. Can I make you like bigger? Maybe? I don't know if this is bigger actually. Whatever. That's fine. Cool. This is the game. Let's do something like this, right? The mission, as we've said before, mission, space, train, robbery, right? How do you spell robbery? Oh my gosh, I'm struggling here. Space, train, robbery. Make this text way bigger. Hello. I need visible. Space, train, robbery. Right? We're gonna have to decide some obstacles, right? So let's do obstacles. I'm gonna put 2 obstacles, right? Let's just keep it simple. Obstacles 2, right? First obstacle is break into captain's cabin. Do trains have captains? Conductor's cabin. That's the one. Break into conductor's cabin. And then there's also crack the safe, right? And then escape. We'll do 3 obstacles. Right. Security. So this counter over here is going to be. Let's put the security at 7 because it has to be like. Right. So the total has to be 10. So right. 3 obstacles, 7 security. Let's chuck some text there. Look how fast we can cook the game up. Security, right? Just chuck that over there. Perfect. Thank you. This is security. And then we need wheels. We need counter wheels. Okay, so let's just duplicate this. And this is gonna be obstacle 1, obstacle 2, and then obstacle 3. Right. Perfect. We will say that the first obstacle is super easy. It's gonna just be 1. We just have to No, we'll put it at 2. Cracking the safe will be 4. And then escaping will be like 3. Let's try that, right? This seems simple enough. Move you here. Move you here. Move you here. And move you here. Okay. Let's find out what suit we're playing as. Nope. Nope. Queen of Spades. So we're playing as Queen of Spades. Right. If I click recall and shuffle, will that ruin everything? It does. Oh my gosh. Queen of Spades. What is a Queen of Spades? Let's find out. Queen of Spades for this game. Oh, actually, let's just do Queen of Hearts. Screw it. Let's just do Queen of Hearts. Let's stick with what we did before. Simple enough. So we have to do these missions in order, right? So let's tackle our obstacles one at a time. As a... Oh my gosh, I'm in the uncomfortable zoom range. We're playing as a weirdo. We are fighting against the mob and trying to do a space train robbery. We're currently playing with this difficulty, 3 obstacles, 7 security, right? And we've already chosen our obstacles. We've chosen our clock's difficulty, and then we'll work on heat. So, start at the top. For Queen, we had blackjack on 23. I'm going to do the first one, and you guys can do the ones after. And we'll just pretend like we have 4 weirdos, I think is how that's going to go. Yeah, sure. Let's just do 4 weirdos. Okay, so I'm going to deal myself first. What I'm trying to do is complete as many as I can here without busting. If I bust, then I lower then the security ticks down. So let's start it off, right? I'm going to deal myself 2 cards, right? And then we'll pretend like there's 3 of you guys playing with me. And again, we bust on 23. Okay? Everybody on the same page? I'm going to flip my first 2 cards, and this will simulate... this will simulate a playthrough with 4 players, as I understand the game. It might not be perfect, but we'll try it. So I'm going to flip my 2 cards. 1, 2. 7s. Not bad. Do we play with splits? I think there's probably a rule. Screw it. I'll play with splits. I don't know if that's a rule, but we could totally do that. I'm gonna split these 2 piles. I'm gonna. Yeah. Let's make escape 4. No, let's not split it. Actually, I think it would be a much faster game if we split it. So my question is, right? How do I simulate breaking into the conductor's cabin with the cards that I have? Because I want to hit, right? If I hit, then I automatically succeed. I lower one of these obstacles. And hopefully progress in this story. So let me double check. But it looks, let me check this diagram. Great. And then what do I want to do as a weirdo? Anything weird and wild. Sure. Okay. My character's name is, let's just say it's Monty. I'm just gonna chuck this down here. My guy's name is Monty. Monty is a pretty storied I don't want to say heister, but he is a guy who specializes in breaking and entering. He is somewhere in his late 40s. He has like a crystalline skin. He's a little more carapaced and bug-like than most people. And unlike most criminals, unlike most guys who have a very specific set of tools that they use to enter into places, My guy Monty is very specifically. Eric says yes. We can remember a skill because we draw a heart. Absolutely. So when we draw a heart, that'll come into play. Oh, I don't know if this counts. Should we find out? This includes starting heat. Oh, so we would get a chit. Let's write that down. We can totally use that. And this. And this. Chit. Great. So our chit count is at 1. And we can spend that later. So I want to try to do something that would crack this open. And instead of using a proper toolkit like most people, I instead like to spit up acidic bile from a pouch just beneath my exoskeleton that can melt through steel bars. So as we begin this mission, I think I would find the latch that allows me to break into the conductor's cabin and weaken the hinges. So I'm gonna hit, and if this works, then we will reduce this obstacle by 1. Great. 7, 14, 5 is 19. We're good. We don't break security. And I'm gonna go again. Screw it. Because my threshold is 23 and I only have 19. If I get an ace to 3, I think we're good. But I would just want to succeed. I think we have more than enough security to cut it. And to just succeed all the way down, right? Obviously, this is just an example. Normally, we would have more obstacles. But this is just how it's playing out. So I am going to play a bit risky. I know my job is basically just to get us in. So I am going to use my massive mandibles. I'm going to remove my bandana over my mouth and reveal these sharp set of pincers and just wrench the door clean open. And I know that when I hit, the security will absolutely realize that I'm up to something. So I'm just going to run away with the door and hopefully distract the other guys long enough for the rest of the team to get in and get the safe. So I'm going to hit. I'm guaranteed to finish this obstacle because when you do something, you succeed. And I hit. I get a queen. I get another chit for drawing the queen. For drawing a heart, so I'll save that for later. And I absolutely bust. So this hand is all trash. Yeah, sure. This hand's all trash. Security checks down by 1. We only have 6 more chances to do 8 more tasks. Now, next guy in chat. I need a name for the next weirdo. I need a name for the next weirdo. We are going to continue cooking. The rest of the team, which is you 4, are going to be working on cracking the safe and then escaping. We have 6 security, so we have 6 opportunities to bust before the mission is totally blown. We have some chits to spend, which will give us a +1 effect on these rolls, but we can save that for later for sure. His name is Jurgum? Is that spelled? Sure. I don't know what that name is, but we'll absolutely do that. So this guy is Jurgum. Sure. What is this guy? You said it was Carlo? This guy can absolutely be Carlo. And 4th guy we'll worry about later, right? Great. Now, Jurgum, his job is to crack the safe. He was pulled here because he's a specialist at decoding locks. And in the conductor's cabin, I'm playing the role of both the dealer and the players, just because this is meant to be a multiplayer game. But let's add some rising tension, right? The train begins to rattle as the security can be heard in the distance. Your mandible friend Monty is running to the other side of the train with the open door, doing his best to stop people from charging into the conductor's cabin. You guys are cracking the safe. Jurgum, you're up first. You have these cards, 9 and king. This is unfortunate. Your blackjack is 23. Yeah. Normally I would ask if you would hit on this. Let's just do it. $19 ain't good, right? I'm trying to see if there's a way out of this. I'm guessing not. Mark a tick on your security card. We don't have any... The thing is that, like, we don't have an ability that saves us from the situation, right? We have this one, blackjack on 23. We just have a higher threshold, but 19 is pretty damning. So yeah, sure, I'll absolutely take that. Judd, you're taking control of the situation. You've decided that you are not equipped to handle this right now. You realize that this safe is not exactly your specialty. It is something a little beyond what you expect to be handling today. The safe has like these strange like thermodynamic levers that require a physicist degree to understand, and you do not have the time or the tools to handle it. So what you're going to do is hit, and then by using an explosion instead, you're doing something weird and wild. You're going to tick this obstacle down by 2, but almost certainly crash out. So the explosion goes off as we try to crack the safe. 6. K plus 9 is 19, plus 6 is 25. Jurgum busts, and we get our security lowered again by 5. Carlo. And Carlo is going to take over for the crack the safe roll. You have 3 and 4. I will say there is, I guess playing through this game, and maybe this is a detail I'm missing, but akin to the name of the game, right? The only option is to hit, because hit is a success, right? No matter what, a hit is success, and folding really isn't an option in this kind of game. Is there a folding mechanism? Oh, let me find out. Fold? No, there is no fold. You cannot fold in this game. So there's not really a mechanism to fall back on, but Wink is going to give me the okay to hit on this 3 plus 4. Bang, 6. That lowers the crack safe by 1. We are currently at 7 plus 6 is 13. Carlo is the man for the job. He understands. He's specifically called for thermodynamic clocks, wouldn't you know? He pulls out a number of metal, steel, of a bunch of like strange torches and ice packs, and is able to modulate the temperature of this safe in that you can break through the majority of this lock. It is cracking. It is successfully being deciphered, so to speak. And as a player, if you succeed on a hit, then you would be the one detailing this. But I'm just doing this because I'm playing all the roles right now. Right. Plus 2 chit. Oh, you're right. We can use 4 now. And as we know with chit, actually this would kind of be spread out across all players. So just assume that Carlo has 2 chit. Okay. And I'm pretty sure Carlo is going to be the one to solve this with the crack the safe. Let's see. You have 3 plus 4 is 7 plus 6 is 13. I don't think you could fail. Since our blackjack is 23, Carlo is going to be the one to crack the safe. Bang. 8. That does it. 6 plus 3 is 9 plus 4 is 13 plus 8 is 21. You successfully hit and succeed. Carlo is the person to crack the safe. We have successfully passed this obstacle. All that is left, now that we've opened the safe, we realize, I'm gonna ask chat, what is the treasure inside the safe that we've found? What are we looking for in this moment? Giant ad. I apologize. Oh no! Almost gone. There we go. What is the treasure that we've been seeking here? As I set up the final set of abilities. Eric says Andrew. Yeah, sure. That can be Andrew. For sure. We have found our treasure. We have opened the safe. All that's left is to escape. You guys hear the sound of laser rifles in the distance. Monty the Mandibled is doing his best to hold off the officers, but his door shield is slowly being punctured by these red hot beams. Jurgum is using his explosives to fill the carts with smoke, making sure that you guys have the time to crack the safe. Carlo, sweating under the pressure of his thermodynamic tools, has managed to crack the safe. The treasure that we find is rare trading cards and an old recipe book. Thank you, chat. We've found these limited edition trading cards. If we tap into our distant history of being weirdos at the high school lunch table, we remember that the conductor of this train was the school bully. And one fateful day in our 3rd year of high school, he marches over to our table, steals all of our special trading cards, as well as one of our grandma's favorite cookbook recipes, and just runs off with it. And all of us, being weirdos, unable to defend ourselves against a powerful threat, allow him to do so. And now, 20 years later, we exact our revenge. The high school bully has turned into this train conductor across all of space, and we, as determined thieves, managed to exact the wrong that was dealt to us 2 decades prior. We find the trading cards. We find the old recipe book. Triple Person says we find a single potato chip that looks like Jesus. Ah, remember that on Space eBay? Absolutely, that is also there. Serendipitous, not what we were looking for. But now it's up to Andrew to help us escape. We have 2 cards here. Let's see, can he do it? 1, 2, 10 and 10. Oh no! Okay, unfortunately we have a 20. Andrew is almost certainly going to bust here, unfortunately. But what we can do, we're just gonna ad-lib a homebrew rule. This is not in the book. We're gonna split it. Andrew's gonna have 2 chances to succeed on this. I'm gonna hit on this 10, and we'll see if Andrew can help us escape from this situation. He is the designated escape artist of our crew, of course, and he's gonna make it weird and wild. We got a 10 plus a 7. Andrew has 1 chit that he could use if he wants to for hitting this 10 of hearts. He has 17 on this. We successfully managed to break open a window in the conductor's cabin, and we hear storming from the front of the train the conductor himself, the high school bully. He's armed with a laser taser in his arm, on his hand, crackling with electricity. He himself is gonna stop the people he bullied oh so long ago. Andrew's gonna hit again. Jack, unfortunately, he busts. The security goes down. The escape goes down. Andrew is caught in a heated battle with the conductor. You can see that Andrew brings out his toolkit and unleashes his lightsaber crowbar to block against the laser taser. They're locked in a sword clash, electricity sparking all over the room. Andrew has one more chance to escape. He's going to hit for the 17. He manages to kick the stomach of the conductor, slam him into the window that has now been shattered open. The conductor bully tumbles out of the train, falling into the astral sea for who knows how long until aliens find his frozen floating body, and all that is left is to escape. The train is careening off the astral tracks. The security is pounding on the door, waiting for us to throw our hands and surrender. But of course, this practice team of weirdos would never do such thing. This is the 10 plus a 17. I'm going to pretend that security is 1. I'm going to pretend that this is our last chance. No matter what, when we hit, we're going to escape. But if we hit the security, if we bust, if we roll a 7 or higher, the security will be able to apprehend us. So our escape will be foiled. I'm putting all the pressure on this moment. This is obviously not how the game would be played, but this is the most high stakes it could possibly be. 10 plus 7. What are we going to hit? We need a 6 or lower. We need a 6 or lower. Last draw, last card. 3, 2, 1. Ah, the king! The king! Unfortunately. Security takes down to 0. We start jumping out of the window of this train. We see the expanse of the astral sea beneath us. We look into the distance and we do not see our escape pod. It should have been here. Something happened. It's because the train took an unexpected detour. Now that the conductor is not at the helm, it is veering off the westward into a burning white sun. And we do not have the route to escape that we need to. Monty, Jurgum, Carlo, and Andrew all leap out the window, just barely avoiding the grasps of the security on the train. They watch us from the window as we float into the expanse of the ever infinite void. And between the 4 of us, there's only one air tank. Only one of us can survive. Monty looks across the crew and he pushes himself. Remember me as well. Jurgum, equipped with his explosives, tucks one into his chest and flies back into the train, making sure that the security will not be able to capture the rest of his team. Carlo, with his tools of hot and cold, he creates a strange ice barrier that occludes the vision of anyone who might pursue them from the train, and sends a flare up with his fire to make sure that the escape pod will eventually find their last crew member. He looks to Andrew, eyes wet with tears that float into the middle distance, saying, "You were the best of us. You are the escape artist. Make sure you escape." Andrew, believing it to be unfair that Carlo, the most successful of the crew, is the one to sacrifice himself. But Andrew takes his blessing from Monty and Jurgum and Carlo, attaches the air packet to his mouth, waves down the space pod, and watches as the train careens itself into the sun. Andrew will remember this team. And equipped with rare trading cards, an old recipe book, and a single potato chip that looks like Jesus, he will carry this legacy with him. The next mission, the next heist, the next hit. And that's the game. That's the game. That's not quite the game. That was me playing as 5 people. To recap this game, Hit is a space heist tabletop RPG powered by the rules of blackjack. This is a game for 3 to 5 players and a dealer. You guys will be using blackjack rules to progress the story. You will be crafting a heist that takes place in this space cowboy setting. This game provides you with potential obstacles that you might be running into. You'll be using the clock system pulled from famed systems like Apocalypse World and Blades in the, Powered by the Apocalypse and Blades in the Dark. There's a bunch of systems in that you can determine exactly how difficult the job is going to be and the number of chances you have to succeed on them. Obviously, I would recommend sticking around 5 and 5. I think anything below that's a little too easy. That said, this is a really cool system. It gives you a lot of really quick ideas. You can play this game probably in like an hour and a half, maybe 2, maybe probably less if your friends are real quick with it. I would check out these abilities and see what kind of guy you want to play as. I think I would enjoy if there was an ability that gave me some agency in affecting what happens when I hit, but there are cool mechanics to make, even when you bust, make your impact known, so to speak. It really influenced the direction of the story. This was the playthrough you just saw was a super duper abbreviated version of the game. Obviously there's more rules, more details, and the dealer can make the story as detailed as possible if you want it to be. But this is fun. What a cool game. And this is a new game. It came out literally a month ago. This game did not exist 30 days ago. So to continue lending myself to the credo, there are so many games out there. There are more tabletop RPGs than anyone could ever process in their lifetime. This is just one of them. Feel free to check it out. You can find it on itch.io, honeycupgames.itch.io/hit. The link to this game is in the description below. And with that said, we are stepping into the last 8th of the 99 More series. This was game 87. We'll be covering 88, and we only have, it sounds like 11 games to go before the series is over. So thank you guys, as always, for showing up. All the people in chat right now are, at this point, regulars, so I really appreciate when you guys show up. Shout out to Judd for sending that tiny donation. I really appreciate that. That's really kind. This game was $5, so consider that just paying for the game that we covered today. Shout out to Erica Bridges for stopping by. Thank you for allowing me to cover this game. Triple person, you already made that joke. Would you call this game a hit? Next week, let me double check. What game are we covering next week? I have exactly that information. It is on my Blue Sky for sure. What game is next week? Next week is Wildkin. Wildkin is a 1-page tabletop RPG. I'm taking it a little easy next week just because I'm going to be traveling literally the day after. So tune in for Wildkin by Deep Dark Games next week. But until then, have a wonderful night, wonderful week, wonderful August, and I'll see you then. Stay frosty.